Whoa. Hey guys, so a little bit of an issue that I've ran into. As you guys know, as you guys don't know, but the very last thing to get this car bolted up and running is the heads. I have been waiting for them from the machine shop for the past almost 2 months now, and it's been delaying the videos a long time, so I'm actually going to flip part 5 and part 6. So if you hear me mention it in this video, this is going into part 5. This is going to be everything you will see in the future, or in this video. I'm not going to cover it because I honestly don't remember what went on, because it's been a huge clusterfuck of everything. But I will be switching part 5 and part 6, so if you hear me mention something about part 6 and part 5, vice versa, part 5 and part 6, just go ahead and ignore it. Everything has been messed up with the machine shop. You guys will hear the explanation why in part 6 when I actually get the heads back and when I get everything bolted on and then hear the car start up for the first time. But let's go ahead and continue with part 5. Alright guys, so we are going to be working on the fuel system right now. I have my pirahnaracewerkz regulator, fuel pressure regulator delete coming in. So what that is going to do is, I already have this basket apart. What that is going to do is replace this sock pressure regulator, because I am going to be running a, where'd it go, aftermarket pressure regulator. And basically I'm going to be having to do a return system. Sorry about that. So, I'm going to dumb this down as simply as possible because I had troubles trying to figure this out by myself and trying to understand it by myself, because I couldn't grasp in my head how the siphoning worked for some reason. So, what happens is, in a return setup, or in a returnless setup, you have an in-tank fuel pressure regulator, and then you have the siphoning tube. So the siphoning tube on the Gen is the one with this long metal rod, and where that goes is right into this hole and down into here, and basically drains back into the bottom of the basket into the tank. And then you have your fuel pressure regulator, which regulates obviously the fuel pressure, and then that goes out and then into here, and then this also gets fed into by the pump. So with this, we are going to basically be deleting that. We don't need that anymore. So all we are going to be using is the pump, the lower portion of the basket, and then this is obviously going to be taken out when it's going to be replaced when the part shows up. But this is just to kind of show, to give it a little bit easier explanation. So with that being said, this is going to kind of have to be, this is basically going to just get a little clamp tie around the pump and the little fins. I'll show you guys where my pinky is right here. It's just basically going to go all the way around and kind of replace this when I get my new DW300 pump in anyways. And then this is just going to basically drop into here. And then this is going to work the same way that it does without that basket. And then we're just going to have to make some lines. But the one part you do have to do with the return setup is obviously get the fuel back into the basket. So for that, I have a bulkhead fitting, which, if you guys don't know what a bulkhead fitting is, it basically just sandwiches itself here. And you have a -6 on top, and you have the fitting on the bottom. And then these are what's called corrugated fuel lines, these right here. And these basically just go like that, and then bam, that's it. And this is the return, so this is going to be draining, so this won't really have any pressure on it. So I'm going to have to put this right here on the basket, because where this drains back, let me put this back together and show you. This is how it sits. And if you guys remember, try that again. So this is how it sits. And if you guys remember, this is where our little regulator delete is. So we're just going to go straight down. Literally straight down, and then that's it. That's all the modification you have to do. I've seen people cut up their baskets, I've seen people do a bunch of heinous stuff, and it really just confused me when I was first trying to figure out how it works, because I didn't really know. So now I'm just trying to simplify it so you guys can know and you won't have the same issue. So I guess we'll go ahead and start drilling a hole and get this thing prepped. Alright, so that is it. I'm worried that that is a bit too close, but I guess we'll find out. I might have fucked up, but yeah, that's what it looks like. Cool. Alright, and this is kind of what it should look like. Like I said, just drilled a hole. It was kind of close, so I moved it over a little bit to the right. I don't really know how to tell you guys where to mark it, but just go with your best guess. I know it looks a bit close, but the actual the locking thing stops right here, so I can still get a fitting on perfectly. So I'll go ahead and show you guys making the line next. Yeah. Alright, so we got the pirahnaracewerkz in-tank fuel pressure regulator delete. This is the new one. This is the old one. This obviously is not a regulator, as it doesn't regulate fuel. So basically this just drops in right over here. And then as I showed you guys in the last one, the return's just going to go straight down. And then this is also going to be the siphon, which goes straight down. And then that'll just go straight over here and work the same way that the regulator does. And then the pump's just going to go straight up. So super simple stuff. So the fuel system is done. Done. I have everything all set up, ready to go, back in place. I have the pirahnaracewerkz fuel pressure regulator delete right here. And as you see, the return goes straight down. And then this is the siphoning tube, and everything still fits and clears up here. So we are all good to go with that. And yeah. And oh, also I have a DW300 down there. So go ahead and put this back in. And I also have the button switch working too. So there's that. But that is it for the fuel setup. Everything is good. I ran the return line all the way over to here to my pressure regulator. And I just need to cut the line, but I'm waiting on a straight fitting. And then after that, I'll show you guys the rest when the intake manifold and the kit comes in. And then we'll go ahead and fire it up. Which I'm still waiting on the heads to come back. You guys probably already know this because the video is already out. But today we have a package from Sicky, and it is our power steering line kit. So I don't know if you guys know this, but if you want to retain power steering, you kind of need a proper power steering hose because power steering pressure ranges from like 1,000 to like 10,000 psi. So you need a hose that can take it. So Sicky sells a really good kit. This was only like 130 bucks, and it adapts all the way to the stock rack. And you have these two holes right here. The bottom one is the return, and the top one is the feed. So the top one is where you're going to put your high pressure 1-2. Alright, so this is kind of what the Sicky lines are going to look like in the car. Obviously, this isn't hard mounted and everything. You know, it's still floating because this isn't the head that I'm going to use. But this pressure line goes, like I said, to the top right here. I haven't put it back on yet. And then you have your return line. I'm just going to connect it to my original return right down here and just kind of make it loop back. So, yeah, cool. Alright boys, well the final piece came in to start the car. So I haven't mentioned it yet. I was originally, I think I put in there, I was just going to do an eBay ECU with a eBay harness, but I actually decided to go with a FiTech setup. Now I'll unbox this. I don't know if this is going to go in the part 5 or the part 6 part, but I don't know. I'll unbox this and show you guys everything that it comes with, but I'm super stoked in this. Super stoked. So give me a second. Alright, so I figured I'd go over a little bit of the FiTech stuff, since, I don't know, there's not many really unboxing videos. So this is the 7001 kit. This is the kit without the transmission control, because I am going with a T56. What else? It comes with an intake manifold, it comes with a throttle body, it comes with fuel rails, injectors, a whole wiring harness, and all this other stuff. And I think I'm going to put the harness and ECU maybe back here. I don't know, since it gets wet I kind of don't want to, but you know, I don't really have much space to mount it anywhere else. So I got the 92mm throttle body. It's literally a plug and play kit. You literally just throw everything together and then start it. However, you guys haven't seen part 5 yet, where my heads are still at the machine shop. These are the cracked heads, so I cannot actually start this tonight. But when I get my heads, then I will be able to actually start it. So yeah, cool. So like I said, the FiTech kit comes with injectors. These are 28-pound injectors, I think. So I'm actually going to go ahead and put them in while the intake manifold's off the car. Just that way it'll be a little bit easier. I mean, everything's loosely bolted on anyways, so I was just test fitting for mock-up purposes. So yeah. Alright, so I got the manifold all bolted on with the fuel rails and everything. Everything is nice and tight up here, but it's not actually bolted onto the heads because, like I said, still waiting on the heads from the machine shop, and then I can bolt everything together. As far as the controller and the ECU, I think I'm going to mount the ECU right here and then run the harness kind of sloppily along the top, see what I can make up, and then see what's going on with that. But yeah, everything looks like it'll line up nice. I got the crossover right here. I got this one that's probably going to go straight from here to the regulator, and then this one that's probably going to go straight from here to the actual feed. But we'll go ahead and work it out when we get everything done, yeah. What a hot mess. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and get this situated. I'm going to do with what I do best with wiring is get rid of the unnecessary cables and route them to the places that they need to go. So as far as I know, all of these cables are going to go inside the cabin. I have this orange one that goes straight to my fuel pump or my fuel pump switch. I have this red one that goes straight to the key, which will literally just connect to the button and then we're all good. And this one, which goes to the handheld, so these three can all get routed through this little hole, and then I'll go ahead and get started routing the rest. Alright, so I figured I'd give another little quick update. So I'm still doing a little bit of the wiring. I have decided that I'm going to mount this right on top of the fuse box. I will do some riv nuts because those are my new favorite thing now. And then this plugs in and goes this way. And then I have everything, I have this fuse box mounted right here, nice and neat. And then ignore this, this is everything that's going inside the cabin. Like I said, we got the key. I should probably extend this before I throw this in there now that I think about it. But we got the key, we got the orange one, which is the fuel pump, and then we got this long one, which is, brain fart. We have this long one, which is for the computer, and then all these ones, which we don't need at all. So I'm just gonna get these, go ahead and tossed in the cabin, and then I'll go ahead and finish everything up. Without this, I have everything running nice and neat under the intake manifold, so it's kind of really nice. You can't see any of the wires, so I really like that. But yeah, let's get it done. Alright, so we got the wiring all sorted out, all ready to go. So I have everything running into the cabin that I need, and then I have everything running around that I need as well, and literally everything's all plugged in. All I need now is the heads back, and then a couple lines or a couple fittings. I already have the lines and everything, and then literally just a starter and we can fire this thing up, boys. I'm super excited, super stoked. Alright, so I told you guys where I was going to mount the ECU on top of this fuse box. So I drilled some holes in it and then I threw some riv nuts in here. I freaking love riv nuts, dude. They've changed my life completely. So yeah, we're going to go ahead and get this mounted up. It literally just bolts and sits right here. And the bolts actually hold in place. You don't need self-tappers or anything. So yeah, I'll show you guys how that looks in a second. Alright, so we got it nice and mounted up right here. It's literally bolted on like crazy. Everything is all done. Everything's run inside the cabin, wired up. All I need left to do is just to make a few lines and then we're done. She'll be able to start, boys. Excited. Alright, so we got a few more things to finish up the FiTech setup. For whatever reason with their kit, they don't include a throttle bracket, which holds the throttle cable, or a gasket. So this is the kit that comes with it. It's a gasket. I also got some vacuum lines to run from the intake manifold to the booster, so that way obviously I can have vacuum at the booster, and then some more for the fuel pressure gauge and everything and all that fun stuff.